Hello
Hello there.
there. Welcome to an episode of In a Galaxy that this morning I never thought we would have been recording, but here we are. The episode of the thing on In a Galaxy we're talking about today is pretty obvious. There was a trailer that released this morning. We're watching all the Star Wars we can get our hands on, so of course we have to cover this. For the Mandalorian season 2, I'm Eli.
I'm Jacob.
And oh my god, it's a minute and 52 seconds, and it does not reveal much, but let's get into it. We thought, Jacob and I, since a lot of other podcasts are doing hour-long discussions of this trailer, we didn't really want to do that just because it's already being done. I don't really think we're going to have a lot to bring to the table of shot-by-shot analyses of that's
Yeah.
not going to be on Force Center or on Octo Radio or on a bunch of the other really great podcasts out there. What we have decided to do is we're going to talk briefly about the trailer, and then we're going to talk about theories and predictions we may have. We're going to speculate responsibly, as the people at Star Wars Explained say. And
Nice.
yeah, anything to add to that before we dive in?
No, I guess we can get started. We open on a shot of a gas giant planet
Yep.
with another smaller planet behind it. This could be, I'm looking at the trailer right now. That could be Endor, maybe? I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not sure what the planet is. I don't think that's the important thing in the shot. The important thing in the shot is that the Razor Crest is not doing well.
The hatch is open. That can't be good. How is it? How have they not been sucked into space? I guess they can
Maybe
seal
they
off
have
the
another
cargo bay,
door
but
closed in there or something.
yeah, I guess.
Let's talk
Point
about the
is, they're not
audio.
doing well.
Okay.
They're on the run.
Yeah, let's talk about the audio in the first segment, just so we are done with it. It's reused audio from season 1, episode 8, and it's basically detailing what Din Djarin, as the Mandalorian, has to do. He has to get Baby Yoda back to whoever his people are, whoever he deems his people to be. That's his goal.
Yeah. So do you think that that's going to be more of a focus here
Absolutely,
in the second? Yeah, I think that
100%.
pretty clearly. I'm hoping we see that. I'm hoping we get some clues, not too many clues as to his origin, because
Yeah.
personally, I like the mystery of it all. But I think it's going to be interesting, yeah, to
The
see where it
shadow
goes.
of the Jedi is looming over this trailer.
Yeah,
If nothing else, the shadow of the Jedi is looming over this trailer, which, there's a couple of options of who those Jedi could be, but we'll get into those later.
I
Let's
mean,
see.
we do see skipping ahead a little bit, but on the same topic, we can go back. I just wanted to bring it up before I forgot. We do see the woman that some people thought was Sabine Wren, but
But
probably
clearly
not.
isn't.
Yeah. She first shows up. The first shot of her is pretty much as the word Jedi is being said. So I don't know if that's I don't know if I'm reading into that too much, but maybe she is a Jedi. Maybe she has some connection to the Jedi. Time will tell.
The thing is, I've been talking with a bunch of people on Star Wars Twitter this morning. The general consensus is that people do think she's force sensitive of some kind. Which I think. I was actually having an interesting discussion with, and I love this. I love that I can name drop these people like I can. I was having a discussion with Laura and Alice of the great podcast Star Wars Force Toast, Star Wars Happy Hour. And Alice was talking about her being a Night Sister, like
Hey,
a
that's an
vague
interesting idea.
chance of her being a Night Sister, and my response to her was, "Hey, crazier things have been done. We got Ahsoka in The Rise of Skywalker. We had Maul in Solo. We almost had the Yuuzhan freaking Vong in the Clone Wars. If all those three are possible, we can have a Night Sister in The Mandalorian."
Yeah, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but this would be the first time that a Night Sister is in a live action Star Wars
You're
TV
not
show or
wrong.
movie.
No, you're not wrong. You are
That would be pretty
definitely not wrong.
interesting. I mean, she doesn't have the same at least as far as we can see, the same tattoos and
Yeah, that'd be the only problem. But maybe it's
body
concealment.
art. Maybe, maybe we don't know.
We
That
really that's the theme of this trailer
yeah.
is we don't know what's going on.
I mean, that's another interesting question is if she is a Night Sister, what is she doing? Because I don't know if this is canon, but in Legends, Night Sisters, at least their power and their connection to the their perception of the Force diminishes as they travel away from Dathomir.
I'm not sure
So I
if
don't know
that's
how
true in
that.
canon.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's canon, but something to think about if she is a
Yeah.
Night Sister.
We then
They're
go to
traveling all over the
Tatooine. We're going
galaxy.
back to Tatooine, which is an interesting choice to say the least. We get our first glimpse in quite a while of a live action bantha, and they look awesome.
They do look awesome.
I wonder why we're going back to Tatooine. It does. There's not a lot that makes sense for us to go back to Tatooine. I mean, I trust Favreau and Filoni absolutely, but like, I don't. That's it. Like, I don't. I have no idea why we're going back to Tatooine.
I have an idea. I have an idea, sort of, but we'll get to that, I guess, when we
Yeah,
start talking about theories in
and
a few minutes.
and then the snow.
The ice planet.
We
This
gotta
looks to
talk
me
about the
like
snow.
Hoth.
This looks to me like Ilum.
What makes you say Ilum?
See, a lot of people have been throwing around Ilum and looking. I've been looking at comparisons between Ilum in Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, and Ilum
Yeah,
and the planet in this, and they look pretty similar, honestly. And if they're looking for the Jedi, like, and if they're looking for the Force sensitive stuff, where else to start other than Ilum? Like,
good point.
yeah.
However, I think the first shot, it really looks more like, at least what we've seen, it looks a lot more like Hoth with the wide snowy plains rather than the towering mountains and caverns.
Oh,
I
by
mean,
the
there was
way,
a
we
canyon
gotta
there.
we gotta talk about the third option for that planet, which is more likely, I think, than your idea and my idea combined.
What is it?
It's a completely new planet that we've never heard of.
Yeah, of course. I think that would be the good. I think that would be the good move given how many recycled planets there have been in like mainstream Star Wars media since Disney took over.
I actually don't think there have been that many. I mean,
I mean,
in the sequel trilogy, Rey goes to Tatooine for like 5 minutes at the end, but that's really it. I will say, in we do spend an entire episode on Tatooine in season 1 of The Mandalorian, and that does feel very much fan servicey, that episode.
I
Even
don't
though
know.
I love that episode.
I mean, it maybe it's not a ton, but it's enough that people have
Yeah,
started talking about it as something that at least sometimes I've heard people kind of talking about it not so favorably.
yeah,
But I don't. I think that's not really the main point.
yeah.
And then
And
we
then
see a crashed. It looks like at 44 seconds, we see the Mandalorian kneeling down next to Baby Yoda. Is that the Razor Crest in the background, or is that a crashed ship? It's silver with orange markings. It looks
I
pretty banged
honestly
up.
don't know. It could be. It really could be anything. Honestly. Um. Then I want to quickly move on to this one, which is the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. This is an amazing moment in Star Wars history. Last night, a couple of shots from this trailer were leaked, just as pictured. And for about an hour and a half, Star Wars Twitter was completely and utterly obsessed with boats. It was the best
Boats.
thing ever.
Oh, because of the shots of a wharf.
Because of the shots of Mando and Baby Yoda on a boat.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be cool. We haven't really seen.
And there are Quarrens too, which are awesome from obviously they appear first in Return of the Jedi, but of course most famously in Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we see Quarrens walking around, and the planet where the wharfs are, it doesn't look like Mon Cala.
I don't think
It
it is.
looks less tropical, but hey, what if it was near the north or south pole of Mon Cala? What if this was a different part, far away from the big fancy equatorial cities that we saw in the Clone Wars, where everyone was underwater living it up?
I
What
think
if this was a
other than
rougher area?
Tatooine, I think other than Tatooine and maybe Ilum, I think we're gonna go to all new planets this season. That's just a hunch,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
That would be awesome,
Because
new
other than
planet's always great.
Tatooine, where did we go in season one of season one? Arvala 7 was completely new. Navarro was completely new. Sorgan was completely new. The planet at the
Yeah.
beginning was completely new. Other than Tatooine, we got to see completely new places, and I don't see Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and all the other people working on the Mandalorian ceasing that idea of new, new, new.
Good point. Good
Um,
point. Moving on, we see the shots of the mysterious woman that everyone's speculating
yes.
about. Baby Yoda seems to have some kind of reaction to the woman, which is another clue that she might be force sensitive.
Interesting. I didn't catch
Did you
that.
did you catch that?
I
It's
did
it's
not
right
catch
at the
that.
1 minute mark. Yeah, we see a shot of her, and then the crowd passes, and then she disappears, and then Baby Yoda like kind of warbles, and he has a very his face is very serious, and is like, whoa, something's going on,
Yeah.
and
And
he
then, of
looks up
course,
at Mando.
we get one of my favorite shots in this entire trailer.
The boat shot.
X-Wings!
Oh, wait, am I not at the same place as you?
107 around.
Oh, there we go.
X-Wings!
That is exciting.
Why
X-Wings.
is Mando flying with X-Wings?
Well, we don't know if it's unclear whether he's being accosted by X-Wings or whether he's flying with X-Wings.
Yeah.
Like we don't know whether they're pulling alongside him to say, "Mando, this is a restricted area. Get out of here."
Yeah.
Or whether they're saying, "All right, we're going in, all wings."
My thing
reporting."
is, I was thinking about this. I'm like, well, what if they were against him? What could he have possibly done? And I'm like, oh wait, he destroyed private property of the New Republic in season 1.
He also tricked the New Republic into sending a strike force to destroy
Against
a third-party
criminals.
operation.
Against criminals.
True,
Against people who had killed the New Republic officer.
Okay, good point. Good point. That being said, maybe they're not happy about having to waste proton torpedoes, because if it's anything like the real world, those are probably expensive. Probably pretty expensive.
There's a bunch of shots of him with his jetpack and all of that stuff. And then we get
I can't wait to see more jetpack action.
Yes. And then we get to a really awesome thing, which is the Gamorrean arena.
The Gamorrean arena.
The arena with the Gamorreans in and I'm excited for this because it signifies like a coming of full circle, because the first picture Jon Favreau in like November December of 2019 posted a picture, The Mandalorian Season 2 coming fall 2020, with a picture of a model of a Gamorrean. And now we actually get to see the Gamorreans in action. I love the classic theme. And we also get the, what is it called? Abyssin is what it's called. Standing next to Mando. He's
the one-eyed green guy?
Yeah, the one-eyed guy from New Hope in the cantina.
Good catch.
Which I love also because I was watching the Mandalorian documentary series this was a couple weeks ago, and they were like, yeah, we want this show to be like our older brother took all the cool action figures, but they left us with Boba Fett and Yoda and a bunch of other scraps of stuff.
I then, if they left Yoda and Boba Fett, I disagree with their older brother's definition of cool, but nonetheless, the arena where the Gamorreans are fighting reminds me a little bit of the arena in Solo. I don't think it's the same place, though.
That.
I doubt it's the same place. What if it was, though?
I don't think it's the same place, but you know.
I looked at some pictures and it doesn't look.
It doesn't look very similar, but
you never know.
And then we get, of course, our obligatory Mando doing cool things shot, with. Oh, actually, we got to talk about the 3 guys pointing guns at Mando, and then Baby Yoda just reaching down to close his pod. I mean, everyone already loves this shot, but I love this shot. He's like, this is the Mando equivalent of I'm a head out.
Yeah, you know, if Baby Yoda closes his hovering stroller, you better get out of there. One thing I noticed was there are now multiples, at least 4 of the fully winged TIE fighter that was seen piloted by Moff Gideon.
Interesting.
Now, in season 1, I assumed that this was some special, I don't know, custom fighter for him that could be disguised as a regular TIE fighter, but there are more of them, so
yeah,
I don't know, cool thing for the spaceship fans, TIE fighter fans.
that
we might get something new.
yeah, that's it for our like general cover of the trailer. That took a little longer than I thought it was going to, but that's okay. Now let's get into stuff like predictions, theories, and I want to start with this. What didn't we see? Because we didn't see a lot that we thought we were going to see. Number one that sticks out to me is we didn't see Moff Gideon.
Hey, good point.
We didn't see him at all. Nowhere to be found.
He is in the show, correct?
Of course he's in the show. He's the main villain of season 2.
Okay. Just
And
just
we
making
just
sure
don't
I haven't
see him
been
in the-
I haven't been doing all my homework.
We have a picture.
for Mando.
Entertainment Weekly took 4 pictures of the set, and he's front and center in one of them. So
Didn't Giancarlo Esposito also kind of leak a little bit that he was doing sword fights or something?
yes, he has been using
If I
that
remember
darksaber.
correctly.
He has been
Okay.
using that. And then, of course, the other thing we haven't seen is everyone else that's been rumored to be in the show. Main one
I'm
talking
betting that
about
those are going to be.
Yeah, those are going to be surprises, but the main one I'm talking about that I thought we might have seen in this trailer, but we didn't, is, of course, Ahsoka Tano. By
Can
the
you
way,
imagine?
that woman is not Ahsoka, and she's not Sabine. That is Sasha Banks.
Clearly.
She's a former WWE fighter, and she's also going to be that woman in season 2 of The Mandalorian. It's not Ahsoka, and it's not Sabine. It's just
Okay.
saying.
Confirmed,
Just
yeah.
to make it clear for everybody, neither of that it's not happening.
I'm a little sad, but also
Yeah, but
for
I'm
Sabine's sake, perhaps
we might
relieved
see Sabine.
because
That's the thing. We might see Sabine. Of the people in season 2, who are you expecting to see?
who am I expecting to see? I don't know. I mean, I really want to see more of Moff Gideon.
No,
it
mean
didn't
like
really
the rumor people.
cross my mind.
The rumor people.
I don't know. I mean, I think the cast is kind of good as it is. I haven't really been, to be honest, I've been pretty busy lately, and this hasn't been at the top of my mind mostly. So I have to say, I'm kind of experiencing this in this different way than I usually experience new Star Wars releases, where I'm kind of just sitting back and saying, whatever happens, happens, because I haven't been keeping up with the speculation and kind of my expectations, figuring out what my expectations, what my hopes and dreams for the new season are. So I don't know. It'll be interesting, but I can't really say for certain what I want to
One of the
see from this new
actors
season.
on the season, one of the main actors in season 2 of Mando, while talking to Entertainment Weekly, was talking about all those rumors, and they said some are true and some are not. And so
Very helpful. Very
I think
helpful.
well, some are true means that we're not all shooting in the dark, completely shooting in the dark. I think we'll see Ahsoka.
Mhm.
I think we'll see Bo-Katan, and I think there's a decent chance we'll come up upon Boba Fett. Honestly,
I want to see Bo-Katan because I think her character could be fleshed out more, and she could be a pretty
Yeah.
interesting character. You know,
I'm
we kind of got to know her in Clone Wars. We kind of got to know her in Rebels, but how does she function in this space?
Also, I really want to see live action Katie Sackhoff.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. That's what it is. I was thinking about. So here's some other thoughts I've been having today. A lot of the thoughts I've been having today about the Mandalorian season 2 have been recorded on Twitter. I've been tweeting all day about it. This is one I was thinking about. What if the sin in episode 3 of Mando was actually it's not Mando's turning into Baby Yoda? Because he fixes that, like, right at the end of the episode. What if it's actually Grief Karga's reactivation of the tracking fob? Maybe, for some reason in Season 2, he can't undo that. So all of the bounty hunters in the galaxy are still looking for Baby Yoda. And maybe it's a reckoning with that. Just a thought.
I do think that could happen. I'm not fully sold on that idea personally. I think I think if they chose to go down that path of still having just the whole thing of bounty hunters on their tail, it might feel too much like they hadn't fully moved on or committed to something, a new kind of chapter in the story. But I think it could happen. I think something like that could happen.
Also,
For sure.
There's also a line in the trailer that we didn't touch upon that I think I probably should now. There's there's a line that's very telling to me. It's one of the only new original lines of dialogue for that we get is it's wherever I go, he goes.
Wherever I go, he goes.
Which is a very Mando season 1 thing to say, like it's a very protective thing to say. But I was also thinking at some point Mando is going to have to reckon with the fact that Baby Yoda isn't his.
They're gonna have to part ways at some point. Like that's his mission, basically. I think you're right. I think that could be a point of personal contention, inner battle for Mando at some point, which is everything that he's working for the child, for this is the way, for the way, is going to culminate in him having to
like the armor
part ways with Baby Yoda.
Made a tribe of them, their clan of 2 in the end of season 1, but
yeah,
that's not very official by any metric. It's
not,
and it got me thinking. Like,
I don't think the clan of 2 is mutually exclusive with his mission to try and return Baby Yoda home.
Yeah, it's just like, what does it mean in the context of like, so Baby Yoda has a family out there somewhere. It's just true. And it's interesting to me when we bring that up about yeah. That's a lot of my thoughts. Also, I'm trying to think, the Jedi whole thing was looming around there, and I'm wondering. I had a discussion with Maggie Lovett from the Star Wars Friends podcast on Twitter this morning, and she's like, "Yeah, we can't have Baby Yoda go into the Jedi." Her Jedi meaning Luke and his New Order, because of course, if Baby Yoda goes to Luke and Luke Skywalker's New Order, he dead in like 15 years.
Or maybe not. Maybe it'll be a Order 66 2.0, where originally the story says everyone was wiped out, and then over time,
more people just got brought back in.
People get brought back in. Like first, it's just the 2. It's the 2, and then it's Ahsoka. And then it's the librarian. And then it's Cal Kestis.
Then it's Terran freaking Malicos, who didn't deserve to survive that.
And then it's Kanan Jarrus.
Then it's Kanan Jarrus. Then
I don't know.
And then it's that guy from Force Collector. If any of you have read Star Wars Force Collector, there's a guy who basically hermited himself and also survived. And in the Vader comic, the guy Kirik Infala, who took the brash shot. Interesting point there.
There may be someone from the Freemaker Adventures, even. I'm not sure about that, but
my point was that I was making is that Luke is the only Jedi out there right now. Another Jedi I was thinking of was Ahsoka, and she pointed out to me on Twitter that in Twilight Apprentice, I'm no Jedi, that kind of thing.
But she does speak to Rey before Rey says, "I am all the Jedi" in The Rise of Skywalker,
and also And also, that was a very thematic moment that Ahsoka, it wasn't really it was about her saying she's not a Jedi anymore, but it's also about her saying, yeah, the Jedi Order's ways have failed, and I'm willing to reckon with that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And...
Do you have anything else? Or you have more?
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe she'll come back around to the Jedi's teachings. That was what I was thinking of.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're responsibly speculating here. This is responsible speculation.
Yeah, no, it's a little off topic, but we go where we go with the flow, having fun and talking Star Wars. That's
that's what In a Galaxy is about.
Right.
Yeah. Unless you have anything.
I have a pretty harebrained. I have a reach. It's definitely a reach, but
he has a reach,
bear with
people.
me.
He has a reach.
All right.
Opening shot. We see a gas giant, and behind it, what appears to be a small green verdant planet or moon. I'm not saying anything, but this could be Endor, maybe gas giant. It is not the same color, but maybe the angle is different. Maybe it's on the
maybe it's closer to the night
It looks
side
pretty barren to me.
with the gas giant.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a gas giant, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. We see that.
Yeah.
And then we see further along, we see, of course, Tatooine with a Tusken Raider. No less, Tusken Raiders we know are pretty involved in the Skywalker story when it happens on Tatooine.
Oh yeah, I
And
know
then
where
we
you're
see
going with this.
a shot which is either, if it might be, it probably is a completely different planet, but
But it could be Ilum.
if it is Ilum or if it is Hoth, both of those planets are important to the Jedi or and the Skywalker story in some way. So what if Baby Yoda is, I don't know, what if in trying to get back to get Baby Yoda back to his people in some way, the Mando or Baby Yoda is then leading the Mando somehow to these various important sites that are important for things that have happened in the Force, or things, if important events to the Skywalker saga. It sounds even more far fetched when I say it, but
Yeah.
I thought it was a
It's
good idea.
Do I think it's likely? No. Do I think it's
No,
possible? Yes.
because we know Baby Yoda has a very strong connection to the Force. It seems.
Absolutely. What was I thinking about Ilum and all of that?
Or what if the first shot was Yavin, another green planet orbiting or a green moon orbiting a gas giant.
Oh yeah, there was this thing. I was watching Alex Stamen Star Wars Explains breakdown, and he was talking about Jon Favreau talking about the Mandalorian season 2, talking about the origins of the First Order, and how Ilum, of course, becomes Starkiller Base under the First Order, and maybe we see between what the Empire did into Ilum in Fallen Order and what the First Order will eventually do in Force, sometime before Force Awakens. I think it would be really interesting if the Mandalorian at all ties in with the First Order and what happened in the sequel trilogy. I think that will be a really
I think that would be interesting if we saw. I think it's kind of inevitable
I
in
think
order
it
for
is too,
Disney
honestly.
to tie everything together. I hope my hope is that they don't tie it in too closely and make it too much of just a narrative funnel into setting up the sequel trilogy. But I
I
think it
don't
would be
think
cool to see some
so.
connections.
I wouldn't think so, and here's why. Yeah. How much time will they have to jump to be Mandalorian season 2 takes place directly after 1. We know that.
Yeah.
Directly
Okay.
after. How much time
Directly
are they
after.
gonna have to jump to tie into the sequel trilogy? It's gonna be a lot. It is
Yeah.
going to be a lot, and but to tie in loosely with the sequel trilogy, I think that would be fun.
Yeah, just set some things up, some references.
Include Ochi of Bestoon if you want to.
No.
Seriously, I think it would be
Not
fun.
Ochi of Bestoon.
But anyway, yeah, this was a little longer than we both thought it was going to be, but it was fun nonetheless. We're gonna still be posting our usual episode up Friday. It's episode 23. Mace Windu Goes Crazy. We'll be talking about a whole bunch of things. It'll be fun. In the meantime, follow us on Twitter at InAGalaxyPod. Email us swinagalaxy@gmail.com. You can listen to us on Anchor, Breaker, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Public. Anywhere you find your podcasts, we'll be there. May the Force be with you. Always.